Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of RV Tips and Trips. Today's episode is about coping with RV life during the pandemic and how we are dealing with it. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. All right, so first and foremost is you need to reduce your exposure to the virus as much as possible. So ways to do this is to not be traveling all over the place. So the best way to do this is, first of all, stay put. Do not travel. The more you travel, the greater your risk of exposing yourself to the virus. Now, hopefully you found a place where you could stay put for an extended period of time. Boondocking is not necessarily the greatest solution to your problem because after a while you're going to need to be able to dump your tanks and fill up with fresh water in that. And you may not have access to that, because a lot of places are closing down. If you got campgrounds that are closing down, so are the dump stations, because most of the dump stations are going to be contained in those RV parks. So it seems counterproductive. Come on, Thomas. It does really seem counterproductive that states are closing RV campgrounds. Now, we happen to be hunkered down at 1,000 Trails here at Soledad Canyon in Acton, California, and California is on a lockdown. So, but we have full hookup and we're good. And there's a small town only a couple miles away with a small grocery store. So if we need emergency supplies, we can go there. So we're in a good place. So if you got 1,000 Trails membership, then you're better off than most people. So RV park is the best place to be for extended stay. I mean, you can do it boondocking, but just be aware, being able to dump your tanks and be able to refill could become a problem. Besides traveling around, a lot of states now have travel restrictions too. They don't want you on the road. Best place to take an RV park is in a smaller town like what we're doing. Acton is a small community, and we're about a half hour away from Palmdale, California. That's the next biggest town. So, and there's a super Walmart center there. But it seems that the Walmarts, the shelves are mostly empty all the time now. We've had better luck sticking with the smaller chain supermarkets. Like Stater Brothers here in California, they had most everything except toilet paper. Paper products are still difficult to get a hold of, but fortunately we had enough paper on hand to get by. So that brings us to part of reducing your risk or exposure to the coronavirus would be to not go to the store except in emergency situations. So what we did is we bought a larger quantity of food than we normally do. We bought about 3 weeks worth of groceries, and then we haven't been back to a grocery store since. It's been 10 days since we've gone shopping. So that's 10 days of minimal exposure. See, we exposed ourselves going into the supermarket. There's just no way to avoid that. But we don't want to keep going back and exposing ourselves constantly. So a much bigger trip to the grocery store than you normally would, reducing your exposure to the virus is a good idea. I mean, this is how we're dealing with it. You do what you want, but I'm thinking, we spend a bunch of money, but all in one shot, and then we don't have to go back for 3 weeks. That's awesome. Toilet paper we're still doing okay on. We were fortunate enough that we had bought some on the leading edge of this, and that we're careful in its usage. Whoever thought there would be a shortage of toilet paper? It's the craziest thing. So all those hoarders out there with toilet paper, I hope you are stuck with tons of toilet paper for the next 10 years. Yeah, that terrible. That's despicable what people did, hoarding that much toilet paper. But anyway, so 3 weeks of groceries. We haven't been shopping for 10 weeks, so that also reduces impulse buying too. So in the long run, we'll probably spend a little bit less money. Gas tank. Keep your gas tank full in your vehicle too is another good idea, just in case you don't know what would happen. Unfortunately, gas prices are coming down. I've seen gas prices as low as $1.29. I don't know what they are here. I've seen it online. $1.29 a gallon. When I topped off my gas tank, the last, and that was 10 days ago as well, I still paid $3.19 a gallon. Of course, this is California. And I haven't been to a gas station since, and the truck is still full because we're not driving anywhere. So that's a good thing. Do keep in mind that if you do go get gas and you handle the gas pump, to have disinfectant with you. And we carry these, I have these little bottles of hand sanitizer. So if you after you finish touching the gas pump and that, put to fill up, clean your hands with the sanitizer. This way you don't pick up the virus. It's either that or you could wear a pair of gloves too. As RVers, we have gloves for dealing with our sewer hose. You could wear those, and then while you're pumping gas, might be a good idea if you got plenty of gloves on hand, which we do. We buy hundreds at a time. Now in these RV parks, all the ones that are open, the pools and that are closed, but the laundry rooms are open, and the bathrooms are open. I would say try not to use the facilities as far as the bathrooms and showers. Just stick with the use of these things in your trailer. This way you reduce your risk of being exposed. I know they've stepped up the cleaning of the facilities and that in all these places, but don't rely on that. So use the bathroom in your trailer to do your business and shower, and don't use the facilities. Now, of course, you're going to eventually have to do laundry. And I think laundromats in most places are closed, except for in the Thousand Trails RV parks, they are still open. They did close initially, and then they reopened them because people do have to do the laundry. So we bring hand sanitizer with us, and we have masks that I had gotten at Home Depot. And try and make sure to do it at a time when there's no one else in there. Unfortunately, if someone else does come, we did have someone come up to the laundry room when we were in there starting our laundry, asked them if they could wait outside for a few minutes, let us finish what we were doing, and then we could leave the laundry room and they could go in. So just beware, there are people out there who don't care and invade your space. I have to be particularly careful because I have COPD, and so I'm kind of vulnerable to this. So I'm doing everything I can to minimize my contact with people in general and stay 6 to 10 feet at least away from people. Whenever we go for a walk, I can try and keep my distance. There are some people who will try and invade that space, but I don't let them. So don't let them do that to you. Some people are just inconsiderate. So hand sanitizer. We also brought with us wipes, disinfectant wipes. Wipe down the machine that you're going to use, the surfaces that you're going to come in contact with. Everything you can to kill the bug if it happens to be there. Things to bring with you when you go to the laundry facilities is disinfecting wipes, hand sanitizer. We got hand sanitizer, and use the wipes to wipe down the counters and the machine that you're going to use, so kill the bug. And we got masks, just in case someone else comes in here and tries to invade your space. At least you got some kind of protection. But once you get the laundry machines going, then hang out outside in the fresh air. So, and then get the laundry done as quick as possible and get out of there, and try not to be in the laundry room at the same time as other people. That would be the biggie. So I have no qualms about asking someone just to wait outside the laundry room for a couple minutes. I'll be finished and then we'll be out of there. So they say the virus doesn't do well in strong sun. Fresh air, I think, is good for you. And so go on hikes and walks and ride your bicycles if you got bicycles. These are also things that are going to help keep your sanity, because that's the other thing with the isolation and not being able to do things. You can't go out to a restaurant because they're all closed. Museums and places that you normally go sightseeing are all closed. So it's like almost solitary confinement. So getting out and doing things kind of helps with things mentally. So that's what we try and do. I go out if the weather is permitting. Go for a walk. We take Thomas with us, and he's got to go get his exercise and fresh air also, and ride our bikes. And like I said, just keep your distance from people, but enjoy the great outdoors. Number one. Number two, we stream all our services, so hopefully you're at an RV park that has good cell signal, so you can get your Wi-Fi. And I have the Verizon Jetpack, and that has worked out well. We've had high-speed internet here at Soledad Canyon with absolutely no problems, and get to watch all the shows. So I get about an hour a day to watch news, and then Kathy likes to watch a bunch of other stuff. She has all sorts of shows that she likes to watch. So we got no shortage of TV here. Also, to help keep your sanity, it's also probably a good idea to have games on hand. It's good to have board games anyway kept on hand, just in case. This way, help occupy the time. Of course, I got plenty of things I could be doing, like making videos. Editing videos. I got lots of video work. I got a lot of video that I've shot and haven't put videos up. I got enough for about 3 weeks worth. So we have video games as well, and we got, believe it or not, I know it's old, but we still have the Wii, and that's a lot of fun too. So there's plenty of things to keep us busy and active. So we are not cut off from the world by no means. We still have our TV with our streaming services. And then if you get tired of doing all that, you could always learn something. Education is a good thing. Kathy and I right now, we're learning how to speak Spanish. We've been taking Spanish lessons online with this program called Duolingo. And we've been doing that for a while. Hola todos. So actually I've been having a lot of fun with it and enjoying learning a new language. And here in the southwest part of the country, knowing how to speak Spanish can probably come in pretty handy anyway. So that's what we're doing. So hunkering down, like I said, 1,000 Trails did us a huge favor. They're taking care of their members. They're allowing us to stay here until May 1st. And I'm like, wow, that is really awesome. And so I'm very appreciative. Thank you, 1,000 Trails. I did another video about that, but I'm still very, very grateful. I am so glad that we got this membership long before any of this stuff happened. Who ever thought that we would have a worldwide pandemic and that campgrounds and that would be shutting down. This is makes a strong argument to always be prepared, you know. So it is kind of unfair that some local municipalities are shutting down RV resorts, and that these politicians just do not understand the full-timers out there. There's over 1 million people living full-time in their RVs, and they're mostly older folks. So some areas it's a little harder than others, but I think that you can find a place. Once you find a place to stay, don't move is your best bet. All right, well, hopefully this is going to end soon. Monday, this coming Monday will be 15 days, and then we'll hear what they're planning on doing, if they're going to extend the stay-at-home or self-isolation quarantining come Monday. I'm sure that the quarantines are going to continue. It's going to take a little time. Oh, I know. Here's another thing that you could do to kill some time. Watch my all my other videos. That helps us out, and you might learn something. Who knows? There's all sorts of playlists in there. Find one of the playlists, and we have about transitioning to full-time life. Oh, here's another thing too. I just thought of it. That if you're not a full-timer, please, 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 if you're not a full-timer and you have a sticks and bricks place to live, then please don't come out here and take up space that a full-timer could use, because the full-timers don't have anywhere else to go. So you part-timers need to stay home. That would be a great thing. That would help out all the full-time people. All right, so on that note, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody stays safe and don't go too crazy, stir crazy at home. I'm sure there is light at the end of this tunnel. And if you're new here, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. This way you'll get notified whenever there's a new video that I put up. Okay, until next time, happy camping, and bye now. Thomas says thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Until next time, happy camping.